Hey, so I wanted to chat to you today about two things that most people ask me about more than anything else. One of them is confidence, and one of them is procrastination. And they really are the subjects that just keep coming up and coming up when I talk to people about what goals they have, what they'd like to achieve, what they really want. A lot of people will say to me that they want to be more confident. And that's something that I work with pretty much all of my clients on, building this inner confidence. But also when I ask people what is one of the things that's holding them back from moving forwards in their lives, or with building their own businesses, or within their personal lives, what seems to be keep coming up as a blocker, then procrastination is one of those things. It's that knowing the things that you really should be doing, the things that you want to do, that you want to get done, and for some reason just holding yourself back on them, procrastinating, overthinking them, and not taking that action that you know you really should be taking because you know it will benefit you. So we're going to look at how confidence and procrastination actually interplay with each other today, and hopefully I can give you a few strategies and tools that you can use to develop that confidence whilst also beating that procrastination that seems to creep up for most of us. So the first thing that I wanted to say is the fact that a lot of us, I think, spend a lot of our times, our lives sometimes, thinking that if only I had the confidence, if only I had the confidence, then I could. If only I were more confident, then one day I would. We're kind of waiting. We're waiting and we're hoping and we're wishing that at some point we will feel this confidence inside, and therefore we will take action on all of the dreams that we have, on the goals, on the hopes that we have for our lives. And actually, the first thing I'm going to say to you is I'm going to call bullshit on your hoping and your wishing and your waiting to feel confident before you take action. Because actually, hoping and wishing and waiting implies that it's in someone else's hands. It implies that we are hoping, wishing, and waiting for some external event or someone else to give us permission, to hand something to us. It's as if we are waiting for something else to change. And actually, when you think about confidence, confidence is in no one else's hands but our own. Confidence is not going to come from an external experience, event, person telling us or giving us anything. It's going to come from in here, and it's going to come from in here. And therefore, the first step we've got to take if we want more inner confidence is to accept that we hold 100% responsibility for our own lives, therefore for our own confidence. And it's a choice we can make. Now, one of the things I also wanted to say was there seems to be this slight difference in what people see confidence as. And that makes complete sense, because ultimately it's a label that we've put on something, and so we might all see it in different ways. So I wanted to be really clear on the way that I'm talking about confidence when I talk about it right now. The confidence I'm talking about is confidence not as a personality trait, because I don't see confidence as a personality trait, but confidence as a feeling and as a skill that we choose to have, hold, and develop. When we think more about that deep, sorry, I just realized Kipper, one of my cats, she's right there, is just making a fantastic noise because she's obviously seen a pigeon outside. And I don't know if you've got cats, but I have 3 cats. Me and my husband have 3 cats, and all of them seem to do this really strange kind of pigeon song when they see a pigeon outside, like they're calling to it. You know, come, she's doing it again. Come and play with me, pigeon. Yeah, come and play with her and see what happens. So, sorry, I got interrupted. The confidence that some people talk about wanting to hold as if it's a personality trait, for me, is something different. That real deep inner trust that we have in ourselves that can develop to a point where in pretty much any scenario you go into, you're still going to hold that deep trust in yourself. I kind of term that more as a real deep trust or self-belief. Confidence is definitely part of that, but actually confidence in itself, as I said, is a skill, is a feeling, is a state of being that we can create. And it's also something that changes in different contexts we're in. Confidence as a skill and as a state is something that is going to change depending on the scenario we're in, the experience that we are experiencing, the context that we're in. And that's the confidence we're going to talk about today, because actually developing and choosing to grow your confidence in that way, in lots of different contexts and scenarios, will inevitably lead to a deeper inner trust and self-belief. So we're going to look at that today. So we're going to look at confidence, and you're probably thinking, surely, Joe, at some point you're going to write on this whiteboard and use this pen you've been holding. Don't worry, I'm going to do that right now. We're going to look at confidence in terms of three things that I like to talk about that bring confidence together. Lots of people have different models of it. They use different models for talking about things like confidence, procrastination. One great one, and something that my model certainly uses as part of it, is Stephen Covey's model of procrastination. So have a look at that, definitely. But mine is something that I've kind of brought together a number of different things to be able to talk about confidence, but also to be able to look at how that links in with things like procrastination. So I'm going to draw myself a circle, and my first circle is the circle of competence. So how good we are at doing something. Okay. Our next circle, if I can draw myself a nice circle, they're pretty good set. Well, no, actually that doesn't look as good when I look at it on the screen, but there we are. My next circle is the circle of courage. And my final circle, and hopefully I can draw this well enough to overlap, wonderful, is my circle of core. And I'm going to talk to you about what is meant by all of these. Now, what we're trying to do is we are trying to hit this sweet spot right in the middle. And these areas are often where procrastination lies. So often when we've only got two of these things aligned, then we can see ourselves procrastinating. But when all three of them come together, we can find our confidence sweet spot. So competence, well, what do I mean by competence? Competence is where we are looking at, do I have the knowledge? Do I have the skills in order to do the thing that I want to feel confident in? So say I wanted to learn a new language. I do actually want to learn a new language. I've always wanted to learn Spanish. And the first question I'd ask myself in order to feel confident in Spanish is, well, do I have the competence? Do I have the knowledge and skills I need? Well, straight away, I would say, no, I don't actually have the knowledge and skills that I need. And therefore, that would be an area that I would want to look at in order to grow my confidence. So the knowledge and skills take me to, do I know how to do it and what to do? Do I know what to do? Do I know how to do it? Then when I come to core next, core is all about values and purpose. Ultimately, if you really, really want to do something enough because it is so in line with your values and your purpose and something you're really passionate about and excited about, if you can really tie it to your heart, then you've got so much more impetus to be able, motivation to be able to move forwards on it. So something that's always really great to do with something you've been lacking confidence in is try and work out how you can tie it back to your core. How can you look at it and say, this really is in line with my values. This is in line with my purpose. This will get me closer to where I want to be, to happiness, to joy, to whatever matters to you. So this is really asking yourself the question of why. What's my why? Know your why. It's something I say a lot, but it's so powerful and so important. Know your why. Why do I want to do this? Why am I doing this? Why is it important to me? Where will it take me? I'm just asking myself that question around learning a language like Spanish. Well, for me, I have fallen in love with the city of Seville. If you haven't been, you have to go. Beautiful city in Spain. And I'd love someday to be able to own my own place out there, to be able to go and work from there, to be able to, visit whenever I want. And so learning Spanish is one of the things that will take me closer to that goal. And why do I want to go and work out there? Because it really brings me happiness. It brings me joy. It's so aligned to all the things that I love. And so I've really got that core behind the confidence that I want to build in terms of learning a language like Spanish. And the last one, courage. Do I have the courage in order to feel confident? So if I had the competence and I had the core, the next thing is, am I willing to take that first step? Maybe even before I feel ready, which is how I do most things in my life. I take the first step before I even feel ready. Because if I wait and wait and wait, then generally things don't happen. Particularly if I'm waiting to feel really ready, often that feeling of readiness doesn't actually come. It comes through action. The feeling of clarity and readiness and real purpose comes through action and engagement. And so taking that first step is super important. So when you've got the courage to take that first step, so asking myself, how do I take that first step? What is that first step? Is a really, really important question to ask. How can I move forwards and take that first step? And then this word, I've already brought it up, but it's really important. Trust. Do I trust that it's going to be okay? That if I take the first step and it doesn't quite go to plan, that I'm going to be able to step backwards, step sideways. And so do I trust that everything's going to be okay? When I build a picture of all of those things together, I can start to get to that sweet spot there, and I can stop the procrastination that comes because these things aren't all in line. So one of the things I want you to do from this is I want you to have a think about something in your life that you feel you're lacking confidence in, an area, a context in your life that you're lacking confidence in. And just have a look through this model and see whether you can work out which area it is that you need to develop in, because that's all it is. It's an area you need to develop in. It's not, because you're crap at it. It's not because, you're not good enough. It's not because you're just lazy. There's an area that you need to develop in. And which one is it? For me, we can clearly see that the competence in Spanish, in wanting to speak Spanish, is the area I need to work on. But I've got these other two sorted so that when that competence is built, when I know what and how, and I have the skills and the knowledge, then I will be able to take that leap. I will feel truly confident enough to really move forwards. So check in on your own goal, that thing that you maybe haven't been moving forwards with because you've been procrastinating, or the thing that you feel like you're lacking confidence in. And let me know, which area is it that's holding you back? And what are you going to do? That's the most important thing. What actions are you going to take to move yourself forwards towards being secure and developed in the area you need to, so that you can really reach your hopes, dreams, and goals? I hope you've got something from this. I would love to hear from you. And remember, It would be lovely as well if you could if you wanted to join my wellbeing tribe. If you do head over to my website, I'll post the details below. Just scroll down to the bottom of any page, fill in your details quickly, and a free training that I created. Again, another thing like this about taking your life to the next level, finding some clarity and purpose, will ping its way to your inbox, along with lots of other tools, tips and strategies and positivity from me. Take care, and I'll see you again next time.